right, we're down to 2 folks. If you've been following along, which one of these movies is going to go in the number 2 spot of the list? I believe that the movie I'm excited to see is going to be Inside Out 2, a Pixar movie making its way in the 2nd spot in the top 10. And don't worry, I'm not giving up hope for the company, and I'll absolutely love their movies and short films they put out in the coming years as well. For this being placed here, it's been 5 years since Pixar has ever made a sequel in their release date library. But that doesn't mean that their original films are good too. That counts as part of their release dates as well. Just as long as they make them a complete success on what story of the project it is to tell in animation. And with this movie, we have the emotions in Riley's mind, and Riley coming back now as a franchise to the first one in a new direction here, and a new change too. So from seeing the teaser trailer, Riley has turned 13, and while we get closer to what we're about to see next year, we think something's about to happen to her in her mind. I mean, of course, she's growing up for all we know. It's what adolescence to teenagers is all about here. When we get closer to the new emotions, the red light flashes, and then BAM! We see the construction workers in Riley's mind breaking through the window of headquarters, going around everything with the emotions panicking, and then one of them putting some parts in the control panel in her mind. After the chaos is done, we are revealed and introduced to a new emotion in the color orange, joining the 5 main emotions here. Anxiety. Now, I could say more on what to say about the film, but this is all we get here. Hopefully, we will get more about when we get a full 2-minute official trailer. Before we talk about the cast in the movie, new or old, let's talk about the director of the film. Now, Pete Docter is no longer directing a Pixar film for the second film or the studio, but he is still the executive producer for the movies. However, we have a new filmmaker directing Inside Out 2. We've got Kelsey Mann, who has been around Pixar since he worked on Monsters University in 2013 as a story supervisor, and he wrote and directed Monsters Inc.'s short film, Party Central. So this will be his directorial debut for an animated feature. Welcome aboard there, Kelsey. The cast members of the original 3 from the first film, we have Amy Poehler, Phyllis Smith, and Lewis Black as their emotion characters, joy, sadness, and anger. For fear and disgust, Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling are replaced with 2 new actors, and one of them that I know is back ever since he voiced Forky in Toy Story 4. So yeah, Tony Hale back in another Pixar movie. This is his 2nd time working for the company. Now, discuss actress in the movie, Liza Lupira is the voice for her. I noticed her in the Equalizer show with Queen Latifah on CBS or streaming. This will be her first time voicing a character in an animated film, but not her first time in voiceover. Now, there's other movies or shows she's in I can name off, except I can name all of them besides the one I just mentioned, and I will see one of them when I have the right time for her. Can't wait to hear her voice, and the same goes for Tony. Except I'll hear his voice the 2nd time here. Lastly, we can't forget about Anxiety's actress here, Maya Hawke. This is her first time joining Pixar voicing a character because we've never seen her do voiceover work in animated movies before. Though she did work on an animated Marvel TV show as a supervillain in 1 episode of the show. I won't say the name of the show, though I will show a picture on what the title is called that she's in, so as not to take way too long here. For Riley and her parents, I don't know if the original voice actors will come back, but we will have to wait and see when they are revealed here. Besides anxiety being the new emotion, we got 3 new ones, although we don't know what they look like, and they do have names that I'll name off here: ennui, embarrassment, and envy. Their eyes are seen on the poster, not their bodies yet, so we'll see what they look like when they're shown later on. To finish off the crew members of the film, screenwriter Meg LaFoff and producer Mark Nielsen, the original filmmakers, are back as their normal talents from the first film. For these two returning, let's hope we see more writers and producers' names credited here for the project. They can't be the only ones working on the film by themselves with Kelsey Mann and the voice performers. Good to have them back though. All in all, it's great to see Inside Out get a sequel for the franchise. Pixar's my favorite place for them to tell a good story of the movie, and with this coming back after 5 years since they took a break from making sequels, this will be a wonderful return for them. After this one, they will have to return to original story ideas for future films like a Leo, which was delayed to next year because of the actors' strike. And that's fine. I can wait for that until then. For now, I'm placing Inside Out 2 here as being the second one that I'm excited to see this year, and hopefully will excite anyone who's a Pixar lover or a fan. It may not be placed at number 1, but I will enjoy its message on what it's like for a character changing and growing up in life. Same goes for the emotions, old or new. Speaking of a movie being placed at number 1 from the list, let's talk about what it is I'm most excited to see this year.